coming up on At Your Leisure.
I'm Rhea Rossi Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth. We'll be showing you a lake in the Rocky Mountain West that's still got a lot of water in it.
I'm Will Oxley, and if you're looking for a great day trip out of Salt Lake, look no further than the Silver Island Mountains.
I'm Brett Pennyfather, and if you've ever wanted to really see what your machine can do, then you'll want to bring it to the Utah Motorsports campus.
Oops.
Yeah. What a great way to start our program. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi Booth. And guess where we are?
We are back at Flaming Gorge.
Again.
Okay, we had so much fun riding around the trails, we forgot how much fun the lake is. And this is the end of the boating season. It is their parade of lights. And we're going to check it out tonight and hang around tomorrow and just take a look at this unique lake and how well it's fared during the drought.
Honey, you look like you've been living on the boat for a few weeks.
I have been.
He's lost his shaver.
This is my impersonation of Jimmy Buffett. How's that? So let's pair it on, head down to the dock. All right, Rhea, so now you have seen an official Flaming Gorge Parade of Lights festivity. What's your thought?
You know what? I love it. This is really, it's a party. It's wonderful, but there's a peaceful coexistence out here. Really, there are.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's having a good time. It's not crazy. It's just
Exactly.
fun.
You can be on one part of a slip, having a little bit of a party, a little
Yeah.
loud music, a little raucous, but not so raucous that you could be 3 boats down with your kids and have them feel uncomfortable. So they've got the right balance here. It's pretty cool.
It's beautiful. And you know what? They've really gotten into the festivities, which is so fun.
They have. I think they've got more boats decorated this year than any other time I've been up here.
Yeah, I could totally hang out on every one of these boats. So look out, everybody, I'm coming at you.
There you go. Anyway, we'll be back in just a minute. We are going to take off from here to our where to, and then we're going to show you what the lake looks like in daytime.
Family outings in nature are the #1 cause of children growing up to love the outdoors. Being outside stokes the curiosity and imagination of young children, and sparking that interest, spending time together, and creating memories are exactly what the Cornea family is doing today.
Sure, we are in the Silver Island Mountains, about 2 hours west of Salt Lake City. And we're on the Lamus Peak area, so we hiked up an old mining trail and then came down a wash and did a rappel to get back to the car. So I've been canyoneering since the mid-90s. Some years that was as high as about 80 plus canyons a year. Fluctuates, but I love the desert and the canyons, and so I've done canyons both in the desert but also in Europe and in South Africa, and it's just a passion of mine. It's a great way to explore the world.
Adults pass their passions down to the younger generation through attention, engagement, and education. Ryan and Diane hope to give Ruby that sense of wonder and admiration for the outdoors through regular hikes, camping trips, and excursions.
Well, we shoot for once or twice a month year-round. In the winters, fall, winter, and spring, it's the desert, and in the summer, sometimes it's the mountains, but the desert's my first love, so that's where we end up most of the time. West Desert or Southern Utah Desert, it doesn't matter.
I love so much about it. I love seeing the things that Ruby discovers while we're hiking. Today when we started out the hike, she pointed to a really large spider, which is really cool to see. It's really fun with a kid and definitely changes everything to do these hikes with a kid. And I also just love rocks, so anytime there's a chance to scramble on something, I'm always really happy. We need to make sure it's a positive experience, you know. It's probably either building up to it and making sure that there's something really fun and easy to play with, like being along a stream, being in a really muddy area, somewhere with rocks, just something that's going to be a good kids' playground.
The West Desert may lack the red rocks of the South, but it gives you many more opportunities to find solitude on the trail. And really, that's what getting into nature is all about, leaving behind the trappings of day-to-day life so that you can find other things which are just as valuable.
For me, the value is very much unplugging from the world. We're not looking at buzzing phones, we're not hearing noise, we're really focused on the natural world. Ruby this morning as we were driving out made a comment, oh look, the sky looks like a rainbow because the sun was coming up and the sky was changing colors. And to me, that's really an important thing for a kid to have those experiences and to learn how to climb rocks and get dirty and play in the mud. And it's really time that we're focused on each other, having big adventures together.
You know, everybody that's lived here for a long time definitely sees areas getting more crowded over time, but how much public land there is and the fact that you can still get to places where you can have it to yourself. You know, when our 5-year-old stopped talking, it was just total silence, and that's really neat.
Not one to be content with just experiencing the outdoors, Ryan created an incredible resource with information about canyoneering and hiking trips all over Utah and beyond.
I started Road Trip Ryan. It's been under several different names over the years, but I started in about 2006, and it's grown to have lots of adventures all over the state and beyond, and yeah, I hope people check it out. We've got 12,000-foot peaks. We've got red sandstone deserts. We're in limestone today, so we've got limestone peaks and deserts, and there's just an incredible amount of diversity in the state. A lot of times it does feel hard to get everything packed and camping gear and hiking gear and all that, but do it, just do it too. It's easy to say, oh, we're tired this weekend, we don't want to get out, it's a lot of work. Very few trips I've ever regretted, but it's absolutely worth it, at least for us.
In the state of Utah, getting outdoors is always worth it. For this week's Where To, I'm Will Oxley.
Jorgensen's Power Sports is your one-stop shop for all of your outdoor adventure needs. We carry a wide variety of ATVs, UTVs, RVs, firearms, outdoor accessories, and much more. Complete with both a service and warranty department. Check us out online at www.jhsport.com or give us a call at 435-896-6408.
Wondering where your next OHV adventure will take you? Outsiders Utah has your answer with downloadable GPS routes, ride times, distance, local amenities, and other details. 360 street views of the trails that let you explore before you go, and more. Eliminate the guesswork and uncertainty and find a trail you'll love. Visit outsidersutah.com and see the trail before you ride the trail.
Daggett, the sparsest populated county in Utah, is full of adventure. Seemingly endless territory, where after a few twists and turns, you can find yourself in a land that feels untouched by time. From desert to mountains and everything in between, Daggett County offers a picture-perfect experience for the modern explorer. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
At Your Leisure has a long-standing reputation and a large, loyal audience of adventurers in the outdoors. Although we're excited to continue to grow and enjoy the shared success of our longtime sponsors, we have space for more. And if you have a brand that would benefit from the 2 decades of goodwill that we've built, contact us at ayltv.com and let us amplify your voice above the competition.
Hi, I'm Brett Hermansen. We're going to check out this Argo. It's an Aurora, 8 wheels, so you can get stuck even better. I'm here with Kirk Steadman. We're going to see if we can get this baby a little bit muddy. This is kind of a boat ATV, Amphibious. It has, like a boat, it does have a bilge pump. It has a 40 horsepower 950 motor in it, so it does pretty good. It gets you around pretty good. Anything else you can tell me about it, Kurt?
You got lots of storage for your buddies or for your decoys, whatever you want.
You even have some little bit of storage under your seat here. I think it's kind of neat you got this fan up here too.
Yeah, keeps the engine compartment cool.
Just sucks it through. So this is actually air cooled. So it's not liquid cooled at all.
I'd say let's just go get this thing out in the mud and see what it'll do.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see if we can swamp this thing.
Yeah. For being 8 wheels, and as long as it is,
pretty nimble. Yeah,
it
look
turns
at this.
pretty sharp.
I mean, yeah, that's about a 10-foot radius right there at the most.
Yeah. All right, well,
I'd say just go.
Let's go get this thing wet and see where we can go.
There we go. This thing's all kinds of fun. We haven't got it floating yet. We still got a little bit more of a draft. Of course, with our big hind ends in it, it probably sinks a little more, but this thing is fun and it's pretty capable. We haven't gotten it stuck yet.
No,
but
we tried.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a deeper part of this thing. You actually get this thing to float. A little steeper right here too. All right, hang on. Oh, jeez. We are floating now.
We are floating.
It actually goes pretty good in the water.
It does better floating than just barely touching the mud.
And look at this, I can turn.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. It was steering.
Yeah, we're floating now.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go.
So it feels like it's wobbly, but it's not unstable.
Oh yeah. Feels pretty stable for this.
10-degree leans, but it doesn't go past that. It actually does a really good job of kicking the water out.
It really does. We're not getting anything inside here.
I mean, we're flipping some good mud up front, but nothing's coming even close.
Not even coming in the back. Oh, come on, baby.
That other side comes.
There it is. That's money.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Argo. What a blast. This thing goes through mud, water. We got it to float and everything. Come down to Steadman's and check this thing out. Thanks, Kurt, for bringing this out.
If you don't want to drive the 300 miles out to Twila, just check out our website, www.steadmans.net, or give us a call, 1-800-789-1234.
There you go. More at your leisure in a minute.
Unexplored. Does it mean riding the same trails as everyone else? Fishing the same lakes? Stopping at the same views? No. Unexplored is so much more. To find it, you need to get off the beaten path. In the northeast corner of Utah, you and your family can still find a land that's unexplored. The shores of Flaming Gorge are only the beginning of a family adventure in Daggett County. Daggett County, Utah. It's what you find at the end of your adventure.
The Polaris 2023s are coming to Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. Take a family adventure with the General, the world's most comfortable and powerful crossover machine. Kick up the sand in a Razor, off-road's most thrilling performance side-by-side. Discover the freedom and unstoppable performance of the legendary Sportsman ATV. Get more done on the ranch or the hunt with Ranger, the hardest working, smoothest riding UTV. Elevate your outdoor adventures with Polaris and Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. Ride hard, play hard.
Everybody always talks about the good old days when the grass was greener, the air was clearer, and adventure could be found in any direction. Well, the good old days are still here. You just need to know where to look. In Aurora, Utah, you can find everything you want out of life. Limitless OHV access, views that ignite the imagination, and destinations that remind you how the good old days are closer than you thought. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
Hey, sunshine.
It sure is. It's a beautiful day out here in Flaming Gorge.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Lots happened since we saw a few minutes ago. The sun came out.
That's right. It's a gorgeous day out here in Flaming Gorge. We're at the dam, and we're taking off with Trevor, who's going to be our chauffeur today.
Yeah, Trevor is a staple around these areas. He is on the city council at Dutch John, and he probably knows more about the water up here than anybody else. That's a long story.
And the fishing holes.
And the fishing hole. Maybe he's going to share some with us while we're out today. But, you know, while the southern lakes of the Colorado system keep making headlines because they're so low, Flaming Gorge isn't. And I think it's high tide we found out a little bit about it.
Today we started at the Flaming Gorge Dam Visitor Center boat dock. We've worked our way up canyon to past Red Canyon. We're gonna come into Hideout Cove next, and then we will work our way up and go through Horseshoe Canyon, and then we'll go ahead and come back down through the canyon. We are seeing the Utah side of the lake and the nice canyon views today. The biggest difference for me is the Utah side is going to be more narrow canyon and vertical walled canyon terrain with a lot of rock. The Wyoming side, you get into more of the flat sagebrush and rolling hills. I like the vertical cliff walls and the fact that it's very confined and small. Some people like the wide open flats, so it all depends on your definition of beauty. The season here, depending on what you're wanting to do, is the big boating season is Memorial Day to Labor Day. The fishing season is anytime there's not ice, and even if there is ice, there's people that burbot fish on the ice. We will run boats on the lake as late as December, January, as long as the boat ramps are not iced over. And as long as we can safely launch our boats, we can fish year-round. It is a great place to view ospreys. We have several nests along the lake. This time of year, most of the ospreys have hatched out and they've moved to other areas. As the water temperatures rise, those big fish go to the bottom and they get harder to catch during the summer. In the winter time, when the water temperatures are cooler, they get closer to the surface. And so the fishing for the big lakers is usually from November to March is the better time of year to fish for them. The ability and the opportunity to catch the world-class fish that we have here. We may not catch them every day, but it is the possibility of catching a 50-pound lake trout, you know, or a 7-pound kokanee.
In addition to the boating and camping spots that you reserve, up several of the side canyons, there are additional docks that are boating and camping docks, and you just, if first come, first serve, you know, you see it, it's open, plant your flag.
I love it. I think that's so cool, and you don't have to reserve it. Like some you have to, but there are others that you don't have to.
That's right. This could be the Kingdom of Rhea for 14 days.
I am so doing this. You know, the thing of it is this place is so intimate and it's so quiet, and the water's like glass right now. It is spectacular. But like when you're at Powell, you know, Powell feels like an ocean to me when you're here. I mean, when you compare, this is just absolutely beautiful.
You've never actually been out on this lake before?
No, I just, you know, fished the green, but I've never actually been on like a pontoon boat out here. This is where it's at. Y'all got to get yourselves out here.
Trevor did kind of warn me that this is going to be bad because you're going to be bugging me about a pontoon boat.
I've been bugging you for 5 years, honey. 5 long years I've been asking him for this boat.
Okay, you don't need to be part of this conversation. So while we continue to talk about it, why don't you go to her along the way?
Utah has the best OHV trails to explore in the country. But sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you just need to open up your machine and see what it can really do. That's why Utah Motorsports Campus outside of Tooele has started opening up their short course off-road track to the public.
As soon as I saw it opened up, we knew we had to get out here and try it out. There's not really much like this in Utah, at least, other than like dunes to, you know, really open up your machine. There's not a whole lot of stuff. There's a lot of trail riding here in Utah, but short course stuff not so much. And yeah, UMC, you know, has this nice short course track that they've ran, you know, national series on of Pro 4s and stuff. So it's gonna be a pretty cool opportunity to take this little guy on and see what she's made of.
We started working on this track when it was first built. So we helped move grandstands around, we helped promote the big races. We actually ran Pro 4 and all of the first races that were up here. We had a great run at short course. So this is the first time anybody's done anything out here in the off-road track for 6-7 years. So we're here to put some laps on the truck and have some fun, rekindle some old fire, but having a good time.
What we have done is we've activated the Lucas off-road short course track, and we have set it up to run UTVs and rallycross vehicles today, basically allowing every man to come out and enjoy the short course with any vehicle that's capable of running in the dirt.
During off-road track days, every skill level is represented and encouraged to take part, from beginner to intermediate, all the way to the professional level.
We're testing out this 900 horsepower Pro 2 off-road truck, and we're getting ready to go race it next weekend, but I was able to get a few laps in so far. We had a few issues, had a small little engine fire, but we think we got it fixed up and good to go. But we're really out here having fun, enjoying the nice weather, and yeah, we're just trying to put down some laps and get some testing in.
We have a very well-trained safety crew, fire safety, and our medical crew. Our track staff is top-notch, amongst the best in the country. Everybody is just outstanding. We've got a guy up top who looks out and watches over the whole track. We've got a guy at the start-finish line, and we've got some guys in some of the more typical corners for action where people will stuff it in or stall it out or something like that.
So you got a lot of side-by-sides that, I think everybody gets in one of these. I can be a race car driver. Well, here's a kind of a place to go out and really see if you can. You get a chance to do some things you probably wouldn't do out on a trail. I think it's a good training facility.
It's kind of nice to have a safe environment that we can take it out on with a prep track and really see what it can do out there.
The real value is just so that people have a place to come and do it. What if there was a world full of boxers that had no boxing rings? So I like to go ahead and offer drivers a place to go, a safe haven to come. That way you're not on an uncontrolled trail, or you're not doing something silly in the streets. You can come out to UMC, get a helmet, get some arm straps, get your confidence out, and come on out. Utah Motorsports Campus, you could find us on the internet. You could register for this at motorsportreg.com, or you could find at our main page, and that will also guide you on to how to register for this event. We're planning on making this monthly through the winter and then into the spring next year. If you've got a side-by-side, come on out. If you've got a rallycross vehicle, come on out. If you got a Subaru WRX, this track's got your name on it. We allow anybody to come out here.
For this week's Along the Way, I'm Brett Pennyfather.
Where is Aurora, Utah? That's a good question. But here's a better one. Why should Aurora, Utah be your next destination? Some people will ask, where can I go on my next adventure? A better question is, how far can I go on my next adventure? In Aurora, the answer is as far as your gas tank will take you. Aurora, off I-70 in the heart of central Utah. Aurora, Utah, where the good old days are brand new.
It's here. Join us for the 4th annual Rally in Bullfrog Valley at the Chickaboo Lodge. It's an adventure that's millions of years in the making. Prizes for the most dynamite machine. Guided rides. Great food. November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Register today at northlakepowell.com.
When you're ready for adventure, fuel your machine with Clear 91. Fuel for performance, fuel for adventure, and fuel for the long haul. Ethanol-free, 91 octane. Fill up with Clear 91. Only available at Eagles Landing. With you for the long haul.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are at an iconic spot here in the lake. It's called Osprey Rock. and it's actually an island when the lake is full. And you can see it's not very far from being an island again.
No, it's fabulous. The osprey hang out there, and this is it is a place where boats like to come by. You can tell this is kind of a busy spot, and it's beautiful.
Right, but it's a great lunch counter for the osprey, and it's not that uncommon that you will see them at any of the nests that are along here.
Exactly.
And we've seen a lot of them today. In fact, we've seen so much stuff on the lake. We've had so many great pictures. There's not time to show them to you all in the show. So if you want to recap the full thing, go to AYL 24/7. You can get all kinds of fun stuff there.
Yeah, I actually think that AYL 24/7 is getting better than the show. Because there's so much stuff on there. Not that you don't want to watch the show.
She puts all the bloopers, all my compromising pictures she takes, they end up there because the AYL crew gangs up on
I'm just so glad we're married, because he would have fired me so long time ago.
Just try.
I would have been so fired.
Just try to fire me. Anyway, you want to check it out. We've got vintage stories, extended stories, stuff you see behind the scenes, special interviews. It's cool. AYL 24/7. Right now, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, we're heading back to Rich County as we show you some great riding opportunities that are fun and never-ending. Always good trails and great folks to guide us to some amazing historical aspects you won't find anywhere else.
Including the coldest spot in Utah. Then we'll complete our series on things to do in Daggett County as we show you a scenic gem of a ride on Sheep Creek Trail.
Finally, Reese Stein is back, and this time he's taking us to Farmington Bay as the kids are getting an introduction to the waterfowl sports at the Youth Waterfowl Festival. Now let's take a look at our contest winner.
This week's contest winner was submitted to us on Facebook by James and Kathleen Rainey, and it looks like James and Kathleen are the lucky winners of an outdoor stove from Camp Chef.
Camp Chef offers the best way to get your cooking done in the outdoors. Visit campchef.com for more details.
Congratulations, James and Kathleen, and be sure to call us at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. Hey, and if you're an At Your Leisure fan that lives outside the state of Utah, you can win too. Just contact us and ask us for a sticker. We'll send it to you, and you can win.
Well, we ended where we began, Lucerne Marina. Is this cool or what?
It is. We've had a great time running around the lake today to prove a point that if you are one of those boaters from the other big lakes, there is another one that you should give a chance. You should explore. But a reminder, you're invited, but the quagga mussels aren't. This lake has not had a problem with them. Let's keep it that way. Right. Don't show up unless your boat's been sanitized.
Exactly, because let's keep it pure and beautiful, and then everybody can enjoy it.
That's true. Thanks to Trevor for taking a time out of his busy weekend off to shuttle us around.
Beautiful.
And we appreciate it. And just remember, as we've proven today, because there's been a pretty twisty route, there's adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure
at your leisure.
And I love that you named this At Your Leisure. What a great name for the show.
Good, you know, we're rowing back, so get out the oars.